Hello, everyone. So, my name is Arpita Chatterjee, and I'm mindset and life coach. So, welcome to my new podcast, Season 1 Empowered Talk, the gateway to a more empowered and enriched life. And today is an absolute delight as we have a very special guest who joining us. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Miss Madhuri Ruia, a multifaceted individual known for her expertise as a nutritionist, Pilates expert, and the visionary founder of Integym. Welcome, Madhuri. Welcome to my show. How are you?
Thank you, Arpita. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, so Madhuri, my first question to you is, can you share with us the story of how you become passionate about nutrition and fitness, eventually leading to your roles as a nutritionist and Pilates expert?
Yeah, I know it's a pretty unusual story because if anybody met me in college, they would never have said that, Madhuri will become a nutritionist because I used to eat samosas and enjoy eating them. And, we would have, it was a very different mindset. But sometime, somewhere in my mid 30s or so, I came across a friend of mine who, when I met her after 6 months, she was totally transformed because just 6 months ago, she was going through depression because she had got diabetes and like she needed to have 3 insulin shots a day at a very young age, right? And within 6 months, when I met her again, she was transformed to the point that the doctor declared her diabetes free. And back then, we could not reverse diabetes. Of course, now it's become quite common, but we had those sayings: once a diabetic, always a diabetic. So she had. I said, I mean, how did something like this happen? It was a miracle for me. So, and I said, okay, so how did you do this? And she says, nothing. I just, cut out on my oil intake, had sensible nutrition, ghar ka khana, roti, sabzi, dal, chawal, nothing special. And I went for regular morning walks for 1 hour. I really sweated it out over there. So I said, is that all you did? Didn't you take any kind of jari booties or something? And insulin, you were taking insulin. She's saying, you won't believe it, the doctor was continuously lowering the insulin dose because I followed the instructions to the T. And I said, if this is something that is true, then our nutrition and fitness can change everybody's destiny.
True.
It is what we are, really what we eat, we become what we eat. And so from there on, one thing led to the other. It was a challenge for me to get an education because I didn't have a science degree, but then I bypassed that in many ways. I got my complete nutrition education done. And from that nutrition education, then one thing led to the other because I wanted to get deep inside the skin of my client.
True.
We all know that nutrition is all about the before and after story, and you feel, sab kuch ho gaya. Before picture, after picture, and you feel everything is over. But nobody's talking about the even after story.
Yeah.
You achieved your goal, and after that, how long have you kept it on for? Right? A lot of people go up and down that ladder. So because I wanted to, I found that that was happening with my clients as well. They achieved their goals, and when I saw them again after 6 7 months, they were back to almost where they started. So then that led to, I want to monitor their progress. So let me learn Pilates. Let me start my own gym where I'll see they'll have to come and work out every day. Every day I'll have to talk to them. Right. So that's how one thing led to the other. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's really wonderful story and very inspiring as well. So balancing nutrition and exercise is crucial for healthy lifestyle, right? But how do you approach creating personalized plans for your clients and considering both this aspect?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question because you see, when I started my nutrition career, then things were like very rule bound. You had to take 1 hour walk, you had to go to the gym for XYZ time, you had to do these things. But now research is very, very friendly, and anyone can be fit in as less as 15 minutes. Anyone can be fit in as less as 15 minutes. So what I do is I really we get into, like, I think we what a little bit of perhaps what you're doing, mindset.
Mm.
What is the mindset of the person? Is he wanting to just kind of tweak the diet? Then I respect that.
Right.
If he wants a transformation, then he has to do transformation, calls for some solid discipline, a lot of saying no to the things we think are really, nothing will happen, kuch kar, it's that chalta hai attitude cannot work
True.
with that. So as far as my individualized plans are concerned, I look at the person, his lifestyle, which family is he coming from, what are his culinary preferences, what is the kind of taste preference he has. You see, because if somebody likes to have roti sabzi, dal chawal, then I can't give them like a Buddha bowl or, broccoli and brown rice and things like that to eat. So it's all based on that. But some rules are fundamental, that whenever you eat, you move. That just has to happen, because whenever you take in calories, you need to use them. And when you do that, then you're able to get full value for your nutrition. Forget the weight loss. 100% value you get for your nutrition, so that becomes important. And then when people are, if they don't have time, then I say, okay, you do a 15-minute morning walk, 15-minute afternoon, 10-minute evening, and only once a week you can go to the gym. Like when I started, the rule was that you have to go to the gym 3 times a week. 3 times you have to walk. Those rules have kind of, new research is saying that as long as you do this minimum, so the
Mm.
minimum entry to stay healthy is become very simple.
Very true. Yeah, and instead of a lot of hard diet and crash diet, better to be like follow some proper rituals or discipline. That is very important, I believe. That's exactly you said.
Yes, yes.
That's wonderful. So, as you are the founder of Integym also, so could you tell us about the inspiration behind creating this venture and what set it apart in the world of wellness and fitness?
Yeah, so Integym again was that my hunger, which I still have, to get into the mindset of the person and give them those lasting changes. Even my clients, my dream is that even if I meet them after 10 years, they have still maintained whatever they have achieved. That's, then I feel satisfaction, right? So one of the things was, people have to work out. They just have, you have to use your muscles. I learned, because I even did weight training. I did a course in weight training. So muscles are the tissue of youth and ability. Without the first sign of aging is losing out all your muscles. I mean, the losing out, the proportion of muscles vis-a-vis the rest of your body. So I said, let's get people to do weight training and let them. Then when I give them the diet, I will see them every other day, and I'll be able to motivate them to do the things they need to do, or at least so I can say with confidence that all the clients who came to Intergym became exercise addicts. I'm sure that even today they are still exercising, and I feel that my job has been done. So
Uh-huh.
because as a nutritionist, you meet somebody just once a week.
True.
You're going to meet somebody once a week maximum, or you get on a call and answer some questions, but you're not going to get deep into the skin of the person. So
Very true.
that was the birth of Integym. And in Integym, one thing led to the other. We had kickboxing, Pilates, and I had a gym which had maximum number of personal trainers,
Right.
because coming from, I used to live in Calcutta, and I
Okay.
had an Indian dance background. So I was very, very particular about form and technique, and I felt that that's why I needed more trainers. So mine was a very strict personal training studio, in the sense it was mainly like a personal training studio, where I had more trainers. My gym had about 10 trainers. Most gyms of my size have not more than one or two. I had 10 trainers, so everybody had someone to make them do the exercise correctly.
Right.
एंड इंटरजिम गॉट नोन एज अ प्लेस. हाँ, आपको वर्कआउट करना है ना, तो इंटरजिम में जाओ. टाइम पास करना है तो दूसरे जिम में जाओ. इट वाज लिटरली लाइक दैट.
That's wonderful. That's true.
या.
That's true. That's wonderful. And it's very important that, like you have really inspiring people to be a disciplined life. That is more important than just for,
Hmm.
gymming and hard crash diet and all that. That's wonderful. So, can you share a particular inspiring success story, from your experience, that where your guidance in nutrition and fitness made a significant positive, impact on someone's life?
Yeah, there were many of them. In fact, I remember I had a very busy senior lawyer. He is a celebrity lawyer, and he would join my gym every year. He joined year one. He could not, membership went. He could not satisfy that. Then he joined year two. Again, the same thing happened. And year three was, it was like New Year's Eve, and he said, Madhuri, I really want to make this work this time. Third time lucky kind of thing. So uh, I I realized that because he was such a busy man. He was one day in Delhi, one day in court, one day. So the problem with very busy people is they can't stick to a fixed time. Suppose
Right.
you say now your workout slot is 10 to 11. He could not always make it at 10 to 11. So I made it possible for him to come in three different slots in the day. I said, whenever you want to come, I will have someone ready for you. So then what happened is, see, there's this beautiful thing in the body that nobody realizes is the training effect.
Mhm.
If you work out for at least 4 to 6 weeks, the body will goad you to go and seek the training. It's called the
True.
training effect. Means the body's got used to that. It likes those endorphins. It likes all of that. So he got that training effect, and he lost almost 45 kilos in 1 year
Mhm.
properly with healthy eating and working out. And not only that, he would because he was a busy lawyer, right? He would catch the flight before going to the airport. He would work out and go to the airport for the day trip, and before going home he would come work out and then go back home. So I became that, the middle stop for him, because I made it possible for him to work out at any time in the gym. And because I had so many trainers, he always found somebody to train him. And if he said, Chalo, I have 15 minutes. I said, okay, let's do a 15-minute workout. I didn't say that you have to come for 1 hour,
Mm.
because the time when he has a lot of time, then I would give him a longer workout. So that was a great success story. And recently, now that I've gone online, there was, again, one of my clients who I met online. I said, come, let's meet in person now that COVID and all of these stops are not, curfews and all are not there. So when I met him in person, I realized that he had a very weak core, and he said he couldn't even stand uh, for a long time because he'd feel tired and he needed to sit. His muscles couldn't withstand that. And then he was also, so the weight loss was not that great because he could not walk. See, unless you have a strong core, Arpita, you can't walk.
True.
You can't do that morning walk with power. So
Yes.
I said, look, just let me do online. Let me just train your core for you online. Okay. So 30 minutes. You don't need to do more than 30 minutes for the core.
Mm.
So Joseph Pilates, where I've learned Pilates, he says only 60 minutes a week of core is enough. 60 minutes for a week. So 10 minutes for 6 days, 20 minutes for 3 days, that kind. So when I trained him, he started losing weight. I said, what happened? How did you lose weight now?
Uh,
Just with the core training. So I signed him. I said, you just take two, because people are they're a little suspicious. Ki, will I like it? I don't like slow. I don't like this. But he sort of took to it really well. And he said the two trainings were supposed to be sometime in October. Now he's continuously doing that with me. And he lost weight. He's lost like 5, 6 kilos already with a very, otherwise he was very stubborn, right? And he says, yeah, now because my core is strong, I can take a 45-minute walk. So you see, unless you tie up all the loose ends, you don't get the benefit.
True. Very true. Very true. Okay, so beyond this physical well-being, mental health is increasing, recognizing as
Right.
crucial, these days, right? So how do you integrate mindset and mental well-being into your approach as a like wellness coach as well nutrition itself? How you can help people to
I think you are going to be able to help me with that a lot, no, Arpita? Yeah. So yeah, that's very, that's an excellent question also, because mindset is everything really. Without, if you're not in a good mood, then you will seek comfort food. It happens to everyone, right? And I think COVID was really brought this whole importance of the mindset, because everybody has been stressed so much in COVID that, you know you, we did not know how to tackle that amount of stress in our life. So with I have been doing a lot of reading and research around this. It's a very, very relevant topic. So I realized that with the mindset, as far as nutrition and exercise is concerned, you need to go very nature based. You have to have a plant forward meal. You need to be nature based. And I must say this, that the Indian kitchen is a surprise package for
right?
good health. Because when I was in the gym, I was eating like a bodybuilder.
Mhm.
Lots of chicken and grilled chicken and vegetable, no rice, no dal and everything. Come COVID, because we didn't have any help, and I started eating our regular ghar ka khana, and my entire gut microbiome was restored.
Mm.
Okay, so that's very important, right? Yeah, I mean, I went outside of the script here, but yeah, so I think plant forward is what I'm saying. Like, you need to have lots and lots of vegetables. Vegetable is the medium to give you energy that the sun gives. Photosynthesis gets the vegetables to become this powerhouse of nutrition. And when you take that in, there's a energy translation there with antioxidants, vitamins, and so on. So vegetables are very important. Processed food is out of the window. I still remember, like, there was a time when we would go out shopping, and we look at this kuch bhi, you wanted to buy something package or anything, you would say ki, what's the shelf life? And if it had a long shelf life, I would say, wow, this is an amazing product.
Mm.
The shelf life was long. Now it's the reverse. If it has a long shelf life and it is packaged and it has an ingredient list, I find a way not to get it into my diet or even into my clients' diets. So
Mm.
I teach them a lot of this, how to read labels and things like that. And yeah, the other thing is sunlight.
Right.
Where that's the one thing I feel about the gym. When you become a gym freak or something, and you early morning you go to the gym, you miss out on this nature's powerhouse, which is sunlight.
Right.
You need sunlight, you need photon energy, just like plants need that, do photosynthesis. We need the energy of the sun to activate each and every cell in our system.
True.
You see?
Very true.
So because what happens is, when the sun activates your circadian rhythm and your circadian clock, then automatically it elevates the stress hormone levels exactly, um, to the right homeostatic level. If you're
True.
going to use worry and tension to raise your cortisol levels, then there's going to be a lot of backlash in terms of your metabolism.
Very
So I watch the sunrise. I made that a new ritual, new in the sense for the past 3 4 years. I watch the sunrise and I get a nice morning walk in sunlight most days of the week, almost every day. Yeah.
very true.
And I
And
tell my
now
clients to do the same thing. Yeah.
very very true and absolutely right, because nowadays the kids are more into, they never even go for outdoor games also, they are more into computer and this, that's also affect badly, right, to teenagers. So as a wellness professional, like you would likely encountered various misconceptions about nutrition and fitness. So what are some common myth that you find yourself debunking frequently?
Yeah. So the myths, there's lots of them really. I think uh, it's all surrounded around fat. Okay. All surrounded. around fat. So people will go for diet food, low fat food, diet chocolates, all of that. But we don't realize that if you take something away from a particular food, you have to add something else for the stability of that particular food, right? If you take away fat from anything, then it doesn't bind together, doesn't come together. Some other binders and stabilizers are used, which are not particularly healthy. And if it's low fat, doesn't mean it's low calorie. You
Right.
see, people just take one thing of something and they say low fat, and we get all excited and say, low fat, and we do that. The other thing is that, there's a lot of comparison. XYZ lost weight at this rate on this diet, so same thing will happen with me. It doesn't work like that, because what's happened, what is for you is your particular genetic code and how you are going to take it. So we can't have a rate that she lost 40 kilos in so much time, why can't I do that? Or that's the other myth. Of course, then the superfood myth.
Mm.
You feel that I'll have this one or two superfoods, baki ka, let it be anyhow.
Right.
Suppose that somebody reads that this broccoli and some other food is, let's say, dragon fruit is a superfood. If you have that, you will not have any health issues. Or you have celery juice, for example, you will never have any problems. But they have celery juice and then they go and eat pizza, pastry, samosa, and all of that. So a
Yes.
superfood needs a backup of a healthy diet and a healthy eat exercise plan.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very true.
So
Very true.
these are some of the myths. And yeah, another big myth is that the more I do, the better it is. When somebody starts exercising, then what do they do is, oh, I did 1 hour and I lost so much weight. Now, if I do 2 hours, I'll lose more weight. It doesn't work that
Right.
way,
Right.
right? More is not necessarily good. In fact, too much exercising will start stressing your joints. Then there'll be
Right.
knee pain, back pain, lack of sleep, right? So everything has a sweet spot. And
Mm.
the point is doing it consistently. That consistent word is like a mantra.
True.
Hmm.
Very true. Anything. If you want to change your mindset, also obviously consistent practice requires. Same like health. Everything in life is action is very important. That's wonderfully you have said. So, like
Yeah,
so for those audience who are watching this podcast, the aspiring to who are really wanted to adopt a healthier lifestyle, so what practical tips or advice would you offer to kickstart their journey as a good
yeah, that's a lovely
healthier life?
question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say the first thing is, you have to start eating all your meals, 3 meals a day, in a nice, in a with a plant forward approach, starting with the breakfast itself. So breakfast itself, you need to start having your vegetables and high fiber, you know, grains and things like that. And you need to, be active, as active as you possibly can. In fact, more than 60% of our calories are burned with day long activity, unconscious activity. So you really need to be active a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think take small steps for big rewards. You don't really need to do a lot, but you need to do enough every day. Right.
Right.
So I typically have like a, anywhere between 5 to 15 point checklist. The first thing you do is when you wake up in the morning, you need to have like a salt water to get your nervous system working. Then I think a nice fleshy fruit like apple or banana, depending on whether you're diabetic or not. And then soon after that, go for a walk, come back and have a nice breakfast. It could be poha with lots of vegetables and dahi. That's a beautiful thing. Or you could have, even poha with eggs, because why get bread? Poha with eggs instead of dahi and lots of vegetables is wonderful. You need a good breakfast in the morning because that just sets your tone. And yeah, then you're going to get into work. Lunch has to be, is the time when you can really digest your food well. So according to me, lunch has to be really big and solid because it has to see you through till the evening. So again, like, as much as, instead of having, if you, instead of having regular roti, you can have nachni roti, millet roti, that's even better, right?
Right.
So you take the next level of nutrition as much as possible,
Yeah.
right? So you do that, again, vegetables, again, your protein. So typically it's the healthy plate. My healthy plate is, if you draw a plate, you divide it in half, one half is packed with vegetables, except for peas, potatoes, and corn. Then the other half, you divide it into two quarters. One quarter is for all the grains, the healthy grains, and peas, potatoes, corn come there itself. So you can't have too much. You can have rice also, potato also, peas also, and expect to lose weight, right? You choose one of those. And finally, in the other quarter, you have protein.
Right.
If you're vegetarian, then paneer, dahi, Greek yogurt, dals, legumes. If you're non-veg, then there's lots of options there. Of course, seafood and fish is excellent for health, and that can be taken care of. And then dinner has to be very light, around 2 hours before bedtime,
Hmm.
right? So now, soon after lunch, you need to actually take a walk. You need to stand and take about 100 to 500 steps. So, you keep doing that. I eat something, I do something. I eat something, I do something. It's a very small thing. Apart from what you do in the, when you go to the gym, or what, depending on the time you have for yoga, or Pilates, or whatever else.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. That's really, really good. If anyone can follow it properly, then definitely they can, get a lot of help from this tips. So, in the rapid evolving field of health, health and wellness, what trends do you foresee in the coming years? Like, and how do you stay abreast of the latest development?
Yeah, fortunately for me to stay abreast of the latest development, I'm visiting faculty at Symbiosis. And
Okay.
I've also curated a course for them called Brain Fit, Body Fit. And I see that this looking after the brain as the biggest trend going forward, and anti-aging. Because I think one of the discoveries of today's day and age has been the neuroplasticity of the brain. That means the brain can regenerate cells if you use it correctly, if you give it the right nutritional environment, and you don't have too much processed food and sugar. So unlike what, when I was in college, and they used to say your brain can only go till you're 20 years old. I mean, after that, you have to maintain what you have, or 25, I don't remember exactly. But now anybody can regenerate their brain if it gives their brain cells, with nutrition, with challenges, with memory exercises, and so on. So I think going forward, the trends are going to be, definitely eating for the brain, so you eat for the body, because the brain and the body have a bi-directional, beautiful relationship. So, and that's the force. That's the force that can actually change our destinies. So, yeah, that is one part. I think other part is growing younger as you grow older, because a 40-year-old today is very different from a 40-year-old, um, 30 years ago. A 60-year-old today, or a 70-year-old today, still has so much ambition and so much to offer. So I think growing younger as you grow older, or anti-aging, is going to be a big thing. And because everybody's gone through so much stress, the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia, and all of that is also increasing. So brain food and anti-aging, I think, yeah, all geared around it, getting mental health a solid space in the physical well-being. That, according to me, should be the trends going forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Madhuri Ruia. It was a pleasure talking to you. And your information, I will, write in my chat box, in my description box, so that people can join you and people can, approach you, because I really feel that you have such a experienced nutritionists, and of course you can help a lot of people. So I'm sure this talk also, very, very valuable, and people will definitely get benefit. So thank you so much once again. Thank you so much for joining my this show, that is Empowered
Yeah.
Talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arpita, and all the best to you. More empowerment for you as well. Yeah. So I think you're doing a great job with this mindset thing, and that's fantastic.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.